specific visuals for the first things.
Don't let it burn.
Without this, I think that's it.
Don't let it burn.
But then during last year's alpha in-game, there was something in the way. It lacked that pop, that thing, that grab. But a year later,
Alright. Where are we off to next?
things are different.
Don't let it burn.
Or are they? With how the perception flipped from lukewarm at best to very positive, the graphical style seems to be overall. Yet, look closely, very little has changed. How this was done through some new tricks and a few old ones is interesting. But more important, why turning this game's visuals around is fundamental to its future. A couple weeks ago, I was at Bungie Studios, playing at that time the most recent version of the game with some other content creators you may have seen. And yes, this video is in fact sponsored by Bungie, but hold on. What this video won't be is, oh, here's my thoughts, go play the game during the preview week with the link in my description, and then throw some gameplay on screen to call it a day. Partially because those kinds of videos have already been done better than I could do them. You may have seen them, but more so because in the heat of combat, there are a ton of little details you easily miss, small elements of design with huge implications for how different the game feels now. On this channel, I'm lucky enough to have the connections and the huge amount of footage sitting on ice to talk about the art side of things a bit deeper. And well, in this game, art matters a lot more than
Fine.
so
Don't come at me.
but by either actually heavily modified iteration on
Struggle
and
harder.
they developed with that transformation perfectly looks
Pathetic. All yours.
but every so often people that fun feel
I can experiment. Knock some heads around.
but it's something work. It's something like
Reduce to dust.
on this version, and then it's high contact,
What a waste of time.
style, high fidelity realism was the visual standard. And as the game shifted in scope very early on, they moved away from pure realism to this strict graphic design into form language, geometric shapes, and two-dimensional decals. They dubbed this style graphic realism. Again, this was an art style philosophy that quickly applied and transferred to
Seeds.
and when great artists were inspired
A pivotal moment. This ends here. Cutting through the numbers.
was almost universally praised. People hating on marathons, the game's visuals at that time could help us see the brilliance in this, the immersion and potential of this world. But wait, it's the same, right? The art style did not change. So why did people run one interpretation so much, yet feel the actual
All yours.
and understand to sell that exact same
I
word?
don't have all day.
Well, what is the objective? Improve inspiration of American painter film.
Don't stand
What
in
is
my
the
way.
My
about
seal
this
can withstand more than
What
that.
is this flash, dimensional, color block render? Look at
That's a wrap.
that.
That's just a scratch.
Bloom from ashes shall struggle harder. Entertain
So
me.
we're getting to this Apple State Forces here, so let me give a more objective, student example of what I'm talking about. Here we've got a study. We have the pencil graphic realism, like the portrait of high functionality.
Crafting.
Now,
Sever.
it's our color. This is literally an ideal map layer in Blender. It's the raw textures without any lighting at all. It's so obviously flat. That's better. Now we've got depth, three-dimensionality, differentiation between matte and gloss texture. We get light bouncing off of one object onto others. But it's a bit 3D model looking, right? The light and color don't really feel like they're coming from anywhere specific. Now we're getting somewhere. Light feels like it's behaving sensibly, coming from a real source with dynamic range as a camera would see it. But I feel we've lost some of that detail, that pop. And there There's that final polish that we needed. Atmospheric texture washes the natural light into this eerie radiance. Materials pick up light sources and begin to glow themselves. Now this is a scene. Now I'm there. The point of this was all to say that little changes in light treatment and color completely shift the tone. And creative decisions to do this were made because of changes in creative direction. Or at least they kind of were. See, the negative attention the alpha got, some of it was due to the simple, incomplete nature of that build. Work-in-progress animations imposing broken lighting systems, a lack of polish overall. And these complaints and those about the game's creative choices became impossibly intertwined. Many couldn't place exactly why, but the game just felt gamey. It felt unserious. It advertised a story world that directly clashed with its visual presentation. Some of these sweeping improvements that we can see now would have happened anyway in the final phase of polish, but many were infused through the lens of a pointedly different visual suite. With a new creative director stepping into place, an overarching sense of darkness became apparent, not in lack of light, but in narrative tone. It actually brought the game visually in a way back to kind of the vibe that was early concepts had. This true sense of almost cosmic horror, this creepiness over everything, accentuated through slight changes in color, texture, and of course, light. Well, Rocket Fever has always been one something that was held fast as the game should totally is one major part of it lost battle, simplified cell style shooting. Has always been one something. So essentially, slight changes in color, texture, of course, light. Well, Rocket Fever has always been one side and was held fast as the game shifted tonally. One major part of it lost the battle, the simplified cell-style shading. In my opinion, Marathon's art style showed brightest when its artifice felt tangible. Eerily flat, printed textures atop tactile sand or under layers of mud or foliage, the strangeness of impossibly clean, perfect shapes or objects, it felt you could reach out and touch. By removing an extra layer of artifice that cell shading provided, the world's artificiality immediately feels uncanny in all dimensions. Another prior tenet was limited texture, gloss or matte, nothing else, and this was largely upheld, except for in very important places. As this animated short became the game's North Star for visual direction over late 2025, one thing stood out: its texture, but in certain places, its lack thereof. While the floors are covered in scuffs and dust, walls are immaculate. Some materials are torn, leathered, and others feel like they were printed minutes ago. In-game, the area is covered in cracks, vines, oil slick, and corrosion, broken glass, but they stand out against objects with this impossible near-proof flatness. Micro details were brought in where they weren't before, like threading and texture on runners' hands, the tactile bumps and shooting of weapon parts. They sort of fool your eyes into this impression of tactility down to a microscopic level. Next to these, anything with a lack of texture becomes a texture itself. And suddenly, through this back and forth, the entire world. But who cares? Why does any of this matter to the game anyway? You might think that an art director, well, they just do the art. They don't have any say on whether the game is fun or not. Well, actually, kind of this way. Specifically in the case of this genre. After killing the cell-shaded style, specialists in the Tiger Engine came in, tweaking it to get light acting how it ought to act based on physics, but pushed further that sort of realm of cinematic expression. Now, I don't believe that Bungie works in any way about but I think that Bungie spiritual direction of myself is differently than those one version of the blood that they were yet they could look at other parts of the place we no longer speak of balance, product, space, and every rapid successful game in the summer is a world of good, alive, intensely satisfying to just exist in. These are places that give us big, wants to explore a bit further and push the envelope. As an architecture goes together like in the production of most material has it, this is a problem that's existed as long as video games have. But closing that gap should always be the goal. Games are in fantasy, and how well the direction that's the baseline of the experience. It's when you look at the area where the graphic block assets look like what that does. What that makes it like that right now is actually kind of cover that is diagenic elements and animations just for a redundant UI element that's now, I know that game with UX design, people making this stuff have their reasons, and specific people at Bungie in charge of this stuff and hurt my background and time zone. But if I can encapsulate simply why Marathon books and feels so much better now than it did a year ago, it's the places where the world becomes the tools that this country takes by color, right? That kind of outlet.
Michael.
Wrong, stuff, so that's scripting with heart that sells universe better than any gameplay montage or hype trailer ever. I don't know. Just saying, when I hear the thud of mortars, see rounds soaring in and flares popping overhead signaling cascade, I don't know experience that all is wrong. Because then, I'm dead. At one point, I thought it was just how good the potential to be now, but it's reflecting the benchmarks and other interpretations of the art style is a good stuff. But being filled with areas, experiences that are cooler than anything in those other pieces, that's when you start to finally close that impossible gap between cover and detail. I guess the whole point of this is to say this was not an accident, and was not the result of one. The game got more polished, sure, technology was pushed farther, creative direction was tweaked with concentrated purpose in ways that align gameplay and aesthetics and narrative, but really, the game works now because all these things are lining up. And most satisfyingly, not only was the original vision upheld, it was met with significantly more fidelity in the script than if the road we did here wasn't as rocky as it was. Visuals aren't the first thing that you see. Without them selling the world, it would have been that much more than until that. But from the beginning, I could always imagine the potential. And now I'm starting to see it with my own eyes. I'm rather than talk about stuff that I think is cool. Don't take my word for how the game looks or feels or plays. Actually, just find links to check out Marathon, the open server test that they're doing right now. For no pre-order, no nothing. See how you feel about the game itself. That I suggest that you turn the head off for a bit. Of course, thank you to Bungie for sponsoring this video and bringing me out to finally see that sniper prop in person. I can touch it. And a huge thanks to Strider, who painstakingly put up with my notes in order to create gorgeous custom renders that you saw in the videos that please go support him on whatever platforms he's on. He's one of the artists that I've seen best capture a really creative interpretation of classic 90s marathon in the modern art style. So seriously, go give him support. If you enjoyed this kind of video and you're new here, subscribe for more, of course, and I will see you very soon. Cheers.
I don't know if you guys have seen, but a ton of people have gone live with their I guess, their early access settings or whatever to completely remove all of this, and it's going to look just like it did during the alpha.
Grown as well, which I think stopped one of them from sprinting. Alright, so Will, come here.
Same thing happened in operators. All of this stuff is going to be removed.
Okay, sweet. So now all of us have drones. Oh, wait. Yeah. If I don't see something, I'm blaming my eyes being really dry right now. What are the allergens there here in Washington?
I told you, I don't even know. My eyes are a little dry, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
There are little drones all over me. Yeah. Okay. Let's push this place. Push? Yeah. Yeah. Blue shield here. Nice. Oh, I just got shot from the right. Okay, I'm working. Oh, okay, so we're good. Big one. Going in. I think the gunshots when you're inside must be
I like that point of view swap right here.
Another team inside. I'm going back out. Yeah, that's definitely another team. We can push around for sure. You wanna come out here to the right or left? Where? I'm shielding and healing. One second. Okay, yeah, wait, shy.
No, don't, because I'm doing it for you.
Okay. Well, yeah, I can. Oh, they're scanning. I think they just scanned me.
Okay.
Watch that. Oh, right. Wait, what is it? Signal jammer. Yep. Wait. I have another one. Oh, I can't get up there. No. It's almost scared. That scared me. We can go underneath this. There's a way up underneath.
He didn't even go to the room. Did the room go to fire? Man, they just him up.
Wait, give me, I'll put it on that plate. No, that's I have another one.
God,
I can't get up there.
I feel like the room was not trying to engage right here. But let this be a lesson to everyone that's watching this. This is probably how one non-engagement is going to go, for the most part. Unless people are intentionally making it.
No. There's almost scout. That's here, man. We can go underneath this. There's a way up underneath. There's a ladder there, but I can't.
Why don't you give away your position by talking to that room? D, are you really trying to be right now? Are you really trying to pull strategy into this gameplay session right here? What's on the line right here, boys? What's on the line? What's not even on the line? None of this stuff is even real.
No, there's a way up underneath. One sec. You're right here. Right here. Right.
I would just say this. If you're a rook, probably best to see first. That's what I would say. Probably best you guys see first.
I feel like they're going to know. If they're bungee, yeah, they're going to know. They switched to a door where we were before, and they said nothing.
Tamaa singamalize. Just Here's the difficult thing. Push. Ah, I do not like that thing.
But they can be killed in that moment, right?
Please do I have I